Hello. Um, this is all about meeting Michael D. Haines. And I'm Michael D. Haines. I am a speaker. I speak about the number one cotton root service. I believe everybody deserves really great cotton root service. I have had a number of really great customer service experiences. Over the years, I've had some really poor customer service experiences, and I will tell you about them if time permits. But among the times that has a really great customer experiences. Well, I would say there were a number of feelings that, well, I like to think that there were some really ill-informed people who didn't know how to handle me and the way I travel around the community that I live in. I live in a community of about 100 I'd say almost 200,000 people in the Okanagan Valley in British Columbia. Now that community is a really nice side area. It's primarily a retirement community, and the community as a whole is a rather diverse area. It's a tourist mecca in the summer and a ski type mecca in the winter. So the customer service resort type of area is a really hybrid type of a really neat thing. At any rate, I'm getting that topic. Let me tell you about one particular incident. About 8 or 9 years ago, I went out for dinner with a friend of mine, and they do a pub, and the waiter came up to the table, and he said, looking directly at my friend, he said, what would you like and what would he like? Now, this infuriated me in that he did not change his game but my friend, he made me feel like a second class citizen. He was treating me like I did not have an intelligent thought to my way of thinking. Um, the this whole situation could have been handled much better. And I should have sat them down and I should have explained to him that he, he was not treating me with the respect and dignity that I was entitled to. But I let it slide. The more I thought about that situation, the more I was infuriated. That's what really got me uh, more and more upset. The that incident really got me on its quest more. Uh, the uh, the the customer service equalization. Um, Another part of my speaking career is motivation. If I can do, anybody can do. I have been living with cerebral palsy all my life. I have had my 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 challenges. I like to call it. I hate the word disability. I absolutely hate the word disability. And I absolutely love the word cripple. Cripple is the absolutely horrid word. When I hear the word cripple, my, my, my teeth chatter. I go into convulsions and everything stops totally. Um, everything stops. So the whole thing around cripple is not cool. Um, yeah, cripple is not a good word. Um, I, the word challenge. Everybody has a challenge, whether you might be a challenge neurologically as I am, or you might have a challenge psychologically, or you might wear glasses, or you might not know where you are. As I've been accused of on many occasions, uh, these are all challenges, and I've been told all my life the challenge of having a speech problem, the challenge of not looking normal is a challenge. which I have the challenge of having society look at you in the particular way. It's the challenge of not having enough money at the end of the month is the challenge. The challenge of not walking correctly is the challenge. So we all have challenges. It's all in the way we handle different things. But we all can get by with a little help from our friends. And my friend was in the Joe Cutler was saying in his song. I'm thinking that I have my challenge is not a challenge, it's a gift. It's a gift that I'm giving to the world. And the world needs more of my gift. If you would like more knowledge about my gift, more of my challenge, pardon me, I misspoke. I'm sorry. If you would like if you would like to hear more from me, please contact me at Michael D. Haines 1 at michaeldhaines.com. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Meet Michael D. Haines. And if you haven't figured that out, that is the gentleman just off to the other side here. And Michael is an extraordinary gentleman. He is a public speaker, actually a motivational speaker. And what he does is he helps people understand their customer service role as a business, and especially as it pertains to what he calls challenged people, or the general public might call it disabled. Michael doesn't like that term because he's not disabled. He's functional. He's a functional human being, and he can do a lot of things. At any rate, I was reading this article on Michael's blog, and I'm going to post the link in the chat box so people can see it and actually go over there and read the article themselves. And I would ask that when you go over there, that you post a comment, let us know your thoughts on the article, and share it out. But at any rate, Michael, this was a story. It's titled Meet Michael Haines, and it was basically a story of somebody telling of how you and him interacted and how he helped you. So my question to you was, how did you meet this guy, and exactly what did you do that helped him out in his customer service role as a business owner?
I'm so glad you asked me that, Bill. You are incredible. Just so you know that. You have helped me out so much from Blab. Just so I can publicly thank you.
You're quite welcome. I'm glad to do it because, you know, I've gotten to know you over the last few months here on Blab, and I think everybody needs to hear your story. So anyway, get into the story of this particular article, and, you know, like, who is this gentleman, and how did you guys come about meeting, and how did you help him?
Okay, his name is his name is his I forget the name, but his story, I was outside advertising. I was I was feeling I had an electric scooter. Have you ever seen these scooters with the people ride around with?
Oh yeah, I've seen them. They're kind of similar to the ones you see in like Walmarts or other big stores that people ride around in.
Yeah, I had very big a cart, one of those scooters
Okay.
with a frame that had advertising on it. Now this frame had about 55 signs from very merchants around town.
Cool. All right, so I want to pause you right here just for a second, Michael, and just to let people know that you may have noticed that Michael's speech is a little different than a lot of people's, and that's because he has cerebral palsy. Now, keep in mind, sometimes he could be difficult to hear, and I've learned how Mike speaks, and I can pretty well understand him. And what he was telling us was that he had an electric scooter, and he had advertising on it for local merchants. And this is the way I understand the story, Mike. This is how you guys met that gentleman that's in the story. Okay, go ahead and continue on.
You know, this, I was going from door to door. I happened upon the guy's bedding door. So, he really didn't want me in his door. He really was reluctant to let me in this door. Like, I actually had to force my way into his door. But once I got into his door, we became fast friends. In fact, he and I spent the Christmas together. So that's how much he and I got bonded over the years. So I was able to influence them into changing his door setup, and that he was more customer friendly to people like me.
Nice. And that's the basis of the story. And for those who did not understand Michael, I'm just going to give you a brief overview. He was selling advertising on his scooter to local merchants. And he ran into one. He was going door to door to do this. And he ran into one gentleman who, at their initial meeting, didn't actually want him in his store. And I would assume it was probably because he wasn't sure of, how talented Michael was with the scooter and how he could move around. And maybe he was afraid of, people like him damaging his merchandise. Anyway, Michael was persistent and eventually was able to get into this gentleman's shop, even though on the inset, the gentleman didn't want Michael in his shop. But once they got in and actually struck up a conversation, they got to know each other and actually became very good friends in a short amount of time. And Michael was able to introduce to him the aspect of customer service for people like Michael. And this gentleman actually changed his business so that his business was more accessible to people like that. So he vastly improved on his customer service. Is that about right as far as a short synopsis?
You are absolutely correct.
All right, cool. Well, that kind of explains this little story about Michael and his adventure with that one gentleman. And like I said, the link is in the chat room there for this particular article. And it was quite moving that, somebody in Michael's situation was rejected, but he didn't let it deter him. He had a positive attitude and was eventually able to motivate this gentleman and his business to become more customer service friendly to people like Michael. It's a fabulous story and one I think everybody needs to hear. So go ahead, Michael.
I had such an attitude toward customer service that I will not let no stand in my way.
Exactly. And that's a lesson that I think a lot of people need to learn, that no doesn't necessarily mean no, especially in a situation like Michael was in, because he knew that if he could get to know this gentleman, this business owner, that he could let him see how much money he was leaving on the table by not allowing access to people like Michael. So it was very, very good. So with that, Mike, I wanted to keep this very short, just to a few minutes, to let you tell your story of this gentleman and, how you, came across him and was able to teach him a level of customer service that he probably wasn't aware of.
Thank you so much, Joe.
So with that, I am going to go ahead and stop the recording. And thank everybody for stopping by, and thank everybody for watching the replay. We really appreciate it. And if you get a chance, Michael's on Blab a lot. Come into his Blabs. Talk to him. Get to know him. He might be a little bit difficult to understand at first, but through time, you will get to know how Mike speaks. And you will learn that he has a great message, and he just wants to share it with everybody. So thank you very much, everybody, for stopping by. We really appreciate it.
I love you.